What's good? What's good, everybody? Yes, sir. It's your boy, Coach A. We back again with another MPACT Podcast Show. Glad you got it locked in right here. Today we talking about mentality, mindset. I got a couple things I'm dropping today. I got some music that I want to play for you. I'm gonna play a video. I know they might cut it out, but it don't matter. You gotta check this video out. So let me go ahead and do my normal share. We're gonna get into it. Tell me how you doing, how your Thursday going. Yeah, let me hit the share. So anyway, this is a hot Thursday. We're gonna be talking about mentality and mindset. I got a video that I'm gonna play for you guys. It's a brand new video. I know they, how Facebook be tripping. They'll probably delete or mute that part, but it's cool. I'm gonna show you the video anyway. It's dope. So let me show y'all something that's been going on. Most of you guys know that my wife, she's pregnant, due in November 23rd. And so she's super organized. I mean, she had already got the bag, the suitcase packed up with her clothes and my clothes already. And here we still 2 months early. So she ain't playing when it comes to being ready. She already got the little snack pack ready and everything. So definitely, I'm like, whoa. Every time I walk past the suitcase, I'll be wanting to put it up, but I got to remember that she getting ready. Super organized, man. So this week she been getting on me about shaving her legs, right? Because she getting that belly and she can't really bend down and get to them legs, and they started getting a little rough. So me being the man that I am, sometimes we just lazy. You know what I'm saying? Men be lazy sometimes, and so we don't be wanting to do stuff at the time, or we be having stuff. I mean, I'm just be real, I'm just be real. I had a bunch of stuff going on, so I was like, let me go ahead and be the good husband. But then I got an idea. And so, I realized that a lot of great inventions are birthed out of people who've been lazy, right? And so she took a picture of it. That was my idea. As you can see, this is her feet right here. I took her razor and I got a back scratcher, and I taped it right on the end of the back scratcher. It worked like a charm, man. I was able to get back and do some stuff on my computer. She was able to shave her legs like she needed to. Everybody happy. Holla at your boy, right? So sometimes you just got to be creative and innovative, for sure. Let me put this disclaimer up, because I'm going to be playing a video late today. So I want to make sure I put this disclaimer up, let them know I ain't trying to make no money off of it, just for, educational entertainment purposes only. So, but today we getting into talking about mentality and mindset. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit my intro, and when we get back, we're gonna dig deep into that for sure. And I'm gonna even tell you some personal stuff that I've been through, and how, why my mentality has changed and why I act the way I act. So go ahead and keep it locked right here. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in to the Impact Podcast. It's your host, Coach A, in the building. Yes, sir. So many of you don't realize that Impact, the way it's spelled like that, MPACT, those are letters for M stands for mentality or mindset, which we talked about today. P is for potential, which we talked about that last week. A is for your attitude. C is for your character, and T is for transformation. So, I don't know if you can see it, but I got the impact right there. Yes, sir. Have to stay reminded for sure because it's very important. Very important that I make an impact. Shorty said I'm ghetto. That ain't ghetto. That's innovative, man. Sometimes you got to be innovative. You can kill two birds with one stone. She can shave her legs. I can do what I got to do on the side, man. That's my bro Jody. Tune in to him. Tuesday nights he have Toxic Tuesday. They talk about a bunch of crazy stuff. Very entertaining and funny. He usually jump on about 8:30 at night. That's on Tuesday. Just to let you know, also Saturday morning we got the family talk. Everybody's there. Me, Jody, and a bunch of our guys. We all talk Saturday morning about several topics and stuff. 9 o'clock. So, but today we getting into mindset and mentality. And so this is real important. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that it reminded me of is the scripture that I got out the Bible. And it said, in Romans 12:2, it tells us that, not to be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So there's something about renewing your mind that can transform your life. And so that's why having a specific mentality or a specific mindset will help you moving in the future, maneuvering through this world, especially what we're going through right now. So you got to make sure that you pay close attention to how you're thinking and what you're thinking about as well. So first question I would ask is, what is our mentality or our mindset, right? What is that? So just to give you some examples of it, number one is the lens from which we view the world. So if you think about it, a lens, if you ever had glasses on and if they was dirty, right, it'd be hard to see things. And if they're real clean and clear and crisp, you can see things perfectly. So that's what our mentality and our mindset is. It's a lens, the way we view different situations and people that's going on in the world. It's also a filter from which we judge the world and everything in it. So you got to think about it as a filter for how we judge things. So, and the way we judge things is based on importance. Some of the things that we might think is important or we don't think is important, that's based on our mentality and our mindset, our behavior process. All that comes from our mindset. And so we have to realize that every time we see somebody and we make an assessment of them, or we judge them, or we face a particular situation and we think it's hard or we think it's easy, or whatever that situation is because we're judging it based on our mindset and how we already have it determined. And so one thing, you can realize is that another way of looking at mindset is just like it's habits, right? It's your mental or your thinking habits that's been like crystallized in your head. That's what your mindset is. So let me go ahead and drop this music. I feel better when I'm playing music. I'm a DJ too. So, often I had to keep that music going. There we go. So anyhow, we're talking about your mindset and how it affects your world and everything that you see. And so naturally, if you have a bad or negative mindset, then you're going to tend to see things negatively. Or if you have a positive mindset, you'll tend to see things positive. So why is it important? Think about that. Why is our mindset important? Well, our mindset is connected directly to our behavior. It affects our behavior and how we move in different situations. So that's why it's important that we really pay attention to our mindset. You can always tell a person's mindset based on their behavior and based on how they move in the world. If you see a lot of people that's getting into a lot of fights or a lot of arguments, then that's telling you something about them. I always say that when we look into a mirror, whenever we're looking for some imperfections in our life, we look at a mirror and it tells us exactly what's wrong. Like if we got a piece of lint on our clothes, or if we got hair out of place or something, you can see that from looking in the mirror. Well, how do you know if your mindset is out of place, or how do you know if your thinking, your thought process is bad? And you can tell that by the environment. That's how you can tell. The environment will mirror things back to you. So if you notice you're arguing with a lot of different people in the store, in the restaurant, or always fighting with your family or your friends and always arguing, then there's something inside you that needs to change. Or if you always, what about relationship wise? If you always getting involved with people that's cheating on you, or that's abusing you, or people that's doing you wrong, then at the same time, it's something inside you that you have to realize that you're either attracting these people, or you're being attracted to them yourself. So that's why it's important to understand your mindset and what you're thinking about, so that you don't create these habits. Because what happens is, if you have a certain mindset and you mix it with time, then time will forge it together. And then that's how you keep repeating some of these same events. So that's why it's important to realize your mindset and how it affects your behavior. Take a person, that wants to be married, right? And so here you want to be married, and you want to find this perfect husband or this perfect wife, right? But you don't realize that you keep attracting these abusive people, or these people that's using you, right? Or stuff like that. That's why you got to realize that it's inside you. And so if you take that mindset, you got to realize, okay, what it is that I need to change, inside me, so that, I can attract the right person and not repel the wrong person. I mean, I can attract the right person and repel the wrong person, because otherwise you could be doing the opposite. You can keep attracting the wrong person and sending the right person back if you're not cautious of your thinking and how you're acting. So that's why it's very important that we talk about mindset and how it, disrupts us. You can potentially push good people away just by, bad having a bad mindset, and you not even know it. All these things happen subconsciously. You don't even know what's happening. You just figure, all of a sudden you in this bad relationship again, right? You in this abusive relationship, or you feel like another person is using you and doing all this stuff, and it's like, how did I get to this point again? So, and that's what happens, is that we're not realizing us. We're not realizing us and what we got going on inside of us. So the question then is, where does our mindset, right? Where does it come from? How do we get to that point? Well, just realize that there are a variety of things that contribute to, like forming and cementing our mindset. A lot of things. Number one, the way you was raised, right? Sometimes we can pick up some of our parents' beliefs, like the way we raise our kids, or, the way they raised us. We tend to, repeat those same habits and have that same type of mindset when it comes to our kids. Right? Education. Sometimes we don't, based on whatever education we have, it builds a certain type of mindset about different things. If we don't understand that, certain behavior or certain attitudes can be abusive to ourselves or to other people, if we don't educate ourselves and learn that, then we'll just continue with that mindset. Past experiences and trauma. So those are big events that happen in our lives that definitely shape our mindset. Dealing with trauma, as far as, maybe you had parents on drugs or something, that can be traumatic, and they was never there for you. That'll shape your particular mindset, your environment, right? Also abuse, if you've been abused when you was younger and stuff like that, that can directly, impact your mindset when it comes to dealing with men and women, or even dealing with yourself, like low self-esteem. You can look at yourself and think that, you're not good enough or not worthy enough. A lot of people don't realize that they don't even know how to love themselves. I noticed that a lot, that they get in these relationships and they let these abusive relationships, or not even that, they don't even demand to be exclusive. Like, they get in relationships and they let their partner do whatever they want, sleep with other people and mess around, and they fully fine with that. And so to me, that's a self-love issue. They don't realize just how valuable they are. So that's a particular mindset that they in, that they need to come out of. you know and then, of course, goals and aspirations also shape our mindset. Like if like, for instance, for me, I like studying different books that has to do with thinking and the mind and stuff like that. And so therefore, I will have a specific, I look at specific books, and that's the only thing I pay attention to. But if I don't realize or educate myself, and not just be focused on that, I'll miss out on a lot of other good books that are just as, impactful when it comes to dealing with behavior and stuff like that. Like, books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, stuff like that. If I'm just looking for books that's talking about something specific, you'll miss out on other things. So all these things, again, um, continue to shape our mindset when as we're growing up and as we're dealing with these different things, throughout our environment. And so that's why it's important that we constantly reevaluate our mindset and just think about what, why do I think like that? Is that true? Should I be thinking like that? Because our mindset definitely holds us back. It holds us back. And so if you don't realize, what type of mindset, what type of thinking you're doing, and what type of attitude you have, then you'll definitely be held back. I remember reading, some of the books of some of the, the successful people, like Oprah, and I can't think of the other guy's name, that Damon. He was on the Shark Tank too, the black dude. He had a book called The Power of Broke. And his was the same thing. It's just changing his mindset. A lot of people come from, bad situations, but how do you get out of that? How do you keep from being back, from being held back? It reminds me of, I don't know if many of you, if a lot of my, I do know some of my listeners read the Bible, but it reminds me of when the children of Israel was first being released from the Pharaoh's bondage, right? And so they had the God was taking them to a special place. And so right at the beginning, and it's in Exodus if you want to read it. Right at the beginning, God said that I'm gonna take them the long route, because if these people face war, mentally they're not ready for it. They're gonna turn around and go back. So just think about that. Like, the all-powerful creator himself, right, is limited when it comes to our personal minds. Like he made the Egyptians, the not the Egyptians, the Israelite, go the long route just because they wasn't ready mentally. So just think about that. So think about the stuff in your life that you want to accomplish. Are you ready mentally? Are you ready for it? You have to have a certain mindset. And we're going to get into the type of mindset that's needed in order for you to be successful. It also reminds me of another instance where they was getting ready to go into the promised land, to the land that God promised them, right? They was getting ready, but what he did was he sent spies out. And so he sent 12 people out. And then when they came back, 10 of them had bad reports saying, all the people was too big. We look like grasshoppers to them, we could never get the land. And then there was two of them that said, oh, it ain't no problem. We can take them. Yeah, they big, but the land is perfect. It's everything that we need, and we can get it. So they had the right mindset. They had the right mentality. The other 10 didn't. And so the rest of the people followed the other 10. They was like, oh, we brought us out here. We can't get in here. These people, they're going to destroy us. And so they had to wait another, I believe, 30 or 40 years before they ended up getting in there, just because mentally they wasn't ready. And so it just reminds me a lot of us that, when we're growing up through our younger years, our mind is not right. We out here doing this and we're not really focused, and it takes us a long time. And most of the time when we get focused and when we start becoming successful is, after we reach the age of 45 and 50. These are statistics that, a lot of millionaires and people don't become highly successful until they get into their late 40s and early 50s. Why is that? It's that mind. It's that mind. So if you can get control of it now, I'm telling you, if you get control of it now, it'll help you. So I mentioned that the relationship between, people coming together with different mindsets can be a problem, definitely. And so understanding that, you have to realize that ultimately, because our mindset controls our behavior. And so two people arguing is based on their particular mindset that they're in. And always, I forget where I heard this, but it was a quote that, anytime two people can't get along and they begin arguing, it's because they selfish. It's out of selfishness. Either, nobody can just set aside their pride and, and just be like, okay, for the greater good. And so that's a mindset that you have to be in. Remember, mindset is thinking process and habits joined together. That's what a mindset is. When your thinking process becomes a habit, so you think that way over and over and over. And so you got to realize that at the very core of your mindset is that thinking habit. It's that habit. And that's why it's important that you realize, that these habits is going to what either take you up to be successful, or it's going to take you down. It's going to lead you down. It's up to you. So, and that's what I want to do. I want to help give you some tools and help teach you to, number one, become aware of it. You got to become aware of your mindset, the way you're thinking, right? Become aware of it so that you can, let me see, I got another comment here. Says Ria says you live and learn. People learn from their mistakes. Most people. Took me a long time to get my shiznit together. Yes, that's good. And that's great, Ria. That means you have the right mindset. And that's what we're gonna get into, is about the different mindset. One mindset, right? There's basically two mindsets. One is a person that can learn from their mistakes. They're constantly learning from their mistakes. They never settle for defeat. They're constantly, having a positive attitude in every situation. So that is a particular mindset. And then you have, that person that whenever they reach a roadblock, they just quit. So think about it. Which one are you? Are you the person that can learn and grow in every situation, or are you that person that just stops, right? Because the flip side of this person that's positive and they're learning and growing in every situation, the flip side is called a fixed mindset, right? That first mindset that is called a growth mindset. So that's when you have a growth mindset, that's when you look at situations differently. Instead of looking at roadblocks, you look at them as learning lessons. Everything you encounter is a lesson for you to learn, and you don't give up. You constantly setting goals and reaching your goals, and you're not judging your goals based on your accomplishment. You're judging them based on the progress. That's where we get that saying from: trust the process or enjoy the process. That whole saying comes from a growth mindset. And that's a positive mindset, a positive person, so that you never feel like you're losing. You always feel like you're winning because you're getting something out of it every time. And so again, on the flip side, there's called a fixed mindset. Now, a fixed mindset is people that's easily discouraged. They quit quite often. Whenever they reach a particular roadblock or barrier, right? They feel like that's their sign to just stop. This is their sign to quit or try something different. And you'll know these people because they do a lot of different stuff. They get involved in a lot of different activities that, they never stick with one thing and make something successful. There's always an excuse for why it didn't work out. That's a fixed mindset. And that's a negative viewpoint. You have to make sure that you stay away from that. Let me put some of these comments up. Rhea said they don't take constructive criticism well either. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. A person with a fixed mindset, they take it personal, and they don't take constructive criticism. I had to go put Jody's comment up there. Jody Skywalker. So, but you got to have again, that fixed mindset is what holds people back. They have a negative view in life. Now, be honest, we go both back and forth. The average person goes back and forth from a fixed mindset in certain situations to a growth mindset. But you want your overall mindset to be growth. You want your overall mindset to be focused on learning in every situation, not quitting, and not looking at situations negatively. That's one of the reasons why I stay positive, is because of that. It's because I understand the ramifications, the detriment to me being negative. So another thing in a fixed mindset is a lot of people feel like they're born this way, right? They feel like people are born to be leaders, and it's something that you can't grow into or learn how to become. And so that's not true at all. Each and every one of us are leaders. So look in the mirror and realize that you are a leader. It's just you might be a leader in your own field. And so if you have that type of mindset where you think that you can't be a leader, then you have a fixed mindset, and that can hold you back. It says negatives help you not get your head slapped. Negative helps you not get your head slapped. I don't understand that, but no type of negative doesn't help. It's always a tad bit discouraged. Now you can take the negative and make it positive if you make it out of a learning. So yeah, I agree with you. When you look at it like that, negative can prevent you in the future if you learn from it, yes, getting your head slapped. Definitely. But you got to have that particular mindset to view any type of negative situation as an opportunity to learn. Like I said, the average person, how many people see themselves as leaders? How many people see themselves as leaders? So the average person might not see themselves as a leader. They consider themselves follower. And so leadership is a mindset. You can be a leader if all you do is play video games and you're good at video games. You can be a leader within that field. Teaching other people how to play games. So everybody is born to be a leader. It's just whether you fix your mind to become that leader is different. That's where the issue is. So definitely, I want to get into a couple more things that have to, I'm getting to some people, and I'm gonna get into my story. I'm gonna tell you my story, what I've been through. But before I do that, I want to take a quick break. I want to show y'all this awesome video. Let me put Ria's comment up. And Jeremy said, almost nobody sees themselves as a leader. Yeah, that's right, man. I was just mentioning that, and we have to change that. We have to change that. It's not, people think that they're born a leader, but it's not. You can grow into becoming a leader. That's a fixed mindset to think that you're not a leader. A lot of people will blame their current situation on their childhood or their past situations. It's like playing the poor me pity game. I know of a lot of people like that, just whine and complain about how bad their life is, but don't do anything to change it. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We have to realize that the power is inside us to make these changes. And it starts with our mindset, looking in the mirror and changing the way you see that person and what you think about that person. So anyhow, most people that know me closely know I'm a DJ. I'm a Christian DJ. So I'm into a lot of Christian hip hop and Christian rap. So as a new video that just came out by Wande and Portia Love, it's called Don't Worry About It. I want to share it with you guys because I think it's like the hottest video of the year, the hottest song of the year. So y'all listen to it and tell me what y'all think about it. All right, we'll talk back on the break. I'm gonna play it right here. So give me a second to play it. There we go.
Y'all, I am so excited.
Like we about to have a holy girl summer.
Hold
on. Y'all been in this forever. Holy Ghost summer.
Holy Ghost summer. Holy girl summer.
What is that?
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, holla man, wait for it. I remember all night I used to pray for it. Me and Day was on the ground like a skateboard. I look up to the sky any day, Lord. We ain't need no, we was headed straight for it. I got a message kinda random. This one for the people from the birds to the bando. Ain't no problem making up that guy couldn't handle. Came through, came loose, fully loaded with the ammo. So don't worry about it. See you hater do the swerve. I know you heard about it. We've been putting in this work. When you talk this big and your wins this big, everybody about to know about it. So don't worry about it. See you hater do the swerve. Know you heard about it. We've been putting in this work. When you talk this big and your wins this big, everybody about to know about it. Everybody about to know. We was mad at that shit, but we glad we let it go. He took me my highest when I kept my spirit low. They know we don't even care about who doubt. Now listen to God. Now we getting food out. I'm so glad with it. Going 2% in this plan. Tell me lady, look fear in the face. Say the top is for the taking. If the dude don't fast, don't pray, we ain't dating. Went from nothing in the top, they wanna do that. Now we living in the pressure like a do-rag. Went from angelic to angelic. Look at how we develop. Pressure, love, and one day you know they get it. Yeah, hold up, man, wait for it. I remember all night I used to pray for it. Me and people on the ground like a skateboard. I look up to the sky any day, Lord.
Quick video I'm sharing with y'all.
Hello, got a message kind of random. This one for the people from the
Don't worry about it.
Ain't a problem big enough that God couldn't handle. Came through, came loose. Only loaded with the ammo. So don't worry about it. See you hater do the swerve. Know you heard about it. We've been putting in this work. When you talk this big and your wins this big, everybody about to know about it. So don't worry about it. See you hater do the swerve. Know you heard about it. We've been putting in this work. When you talk this big and your wins this big, everybody about to know about it. Yeah, let me take it back so they get it. Talking 2013, and we get into specifics. Me and Portia, we was linking, trying to hit them with the spirits. It was one day on the beat, back then they was sleep. Now you know it's time to eat, yeah. It's no division in the building, got the same goal. We on some different, we go into the say-so. They got vision, they get a man, we build them with the hooks to show them a better plan, ayy. Look fine, and say, yeah, I like this.
The Holy Girl Summer.
Hey, we don't fight back, nah. Cause if he said it, then it's done. Call it Holy Girl Summer, cause we chillin' with the sun. So don't worry about it. See you had to do this word, know you heard about it. We've been putting in this work. When you talk this big and your wins this big, everybody about to know about it. So don't worry about it. See you had to do.
All right. Right. I love that song, man. If you listen to it, drop some comments. Let me know what you think about that song. I think it's dope. I'm gonna definitely add it into my rotation. I have a lot of fire like that, man. I'm telling you, a lot of it. So anyway, we getting back into this growth mindset, right? We talked about mentality and mindset. And so, we talked about, again, having a growth mindset versus a set mindset. And so, basically the difference between the growth and the set mindset is the growth mindset is always positives. You learn from your mistakes, you learn from your environment, you learn from your shortcomings. The other mindset, which is a set mindset, is you quit. It's negative. And so I wonder if any of you guys ever heard of a guy named Nick Vucic. Nick, I know I'm butchering his name, Vucic, right? So he was born December 4th, 1982. I'm going to turn the music off of this. He was born December 4th, 1982 in Australia. He's an Australian American Christian evangelist and a motivational speaker. So he was born with, I think it's called Amia syndrome, right? I know I'm butchering all these names, but I just want you to take a look at this guy. He was born without arms and without legs, right? His name is Nick Vucic. I can't pronounce his name. And so I just want you to think, about this individual who at one point realized that he was different than everybody else. He realized not only was he different, that it was a struggle for him. So I don't know why you lost this connection with the camera. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and I'll get the camera going. So anyhow, he didn't have the same limbs that everybody else had, but yet and still he didn't let that stop him. That's part of having that growth mindset, is that no matter what your situation is, you do not allow that to hold you back. You make a way for you to be successful based on whatever your own personal abilities are, based on what you have. So that's proof that you don't have to have arms and legs to be successful like everybody else. You have to have the right mentality. You got to have the right mindset. And here's another video another picture of him and his wife. And so he's married, and he also have kids. I should have put some pictures of him and his family, but he's growing to have a family. And so just think, he could have just tossed his whole life away, right? He could have just tossed it all away and been like, you know what? Forget that. I don't have what everybody else have. It's a struggle for me. There's nothing I can do. So I'm just going to give up. I'll just give up, collect whatever Social Security, whatever the government will give me, and just live like that. But no, he didn't have that type of mindset. When he looked in the mirror, he saw himself as a leader. He saw himself as a lion, right? As a lion right here, that impact lion. He saw himself as that. And so even though he was short and he was missing things that everybody else had, he had that right mentality. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you. So just to give you a little insight on my story, right? And one of the reasons I stay positive about this was not long ago. We're talking like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I felt like I was on top of the world, right? I had a nice place. I was renting a 5-bedroom house. I had a Navigator. It had 24-inch rims. It had a DVD in the dash player. It had that boom, boom, that beat in the trunk, everything. And I had not only did I have a Navigator on 24s, I had a Lexus on 20s. Same thing. It had rims, music, all that stuff, right? And so here I am, feel like I'm on top of the world. I just spent $14,000 to redo a kitchen, right? To redo a kitchen at this house that I was going to buy. And so it was everything seemed to be going great, and then all of a sudden, I had some bad business investments, and I ended up not getting that house. So $14,000 was just gone, right? 14,000 was gone. And not only did that, I ended up losing my truck. My truck ended up breaking down. I couldn't afford to fix it. I ended up losing the car. I ended up getting evicted. I was renting a house, a 4-bedroom house, because of when my business dropped, I couldn't afford to, so I had to move into a 1-bedroom house. And I just got married too. And so here I am with my new wife, and we getting evicted already. So to me, at that particular moment, it was like the bottom. I mean, for a long time, my wife was dropping me off at everywhere that I had to go. Like if I had to go to my office, she would drop me off. And so, but at that particular moment, instead of me just canceling everything and just being like, forget it, you know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I learned. I used it to learn, and I never looked at anything as negative. I always kept that positive mentality, that positive mindset, because I knew that I was just an idea away from getting up out of this situation. And sure enough, slowly but surely, just 7 years later, we end up closing on the house, and my business is thriving and doing good. So it's just evident. That's why my mentality is always positive. And that's why I always teach and preach and tell people, no matter what you're going through, to stay positive. Positivity is like a superpower, guarantee you. And it took me through those moments like it wasn't nothing, because I wasn't just talking positive. I made sure that I felt it inside. I made sure that I felt positive, and I reacted positive, and I kept positive people around me. And it'll take you through your toughest times, and it'll give you those ideas. And so since then, it's been a complete turnaround. It's been a complete turnaround. I've gotten back more than what I've lost. And so that's why I'm so grateful for that. And I definitely focus on being positive. And that's part of the lesson that I get from the gospel. The gospel of Jesus. He's teaching you to always have a positive, which is the godly attitude, showing love, having hope, having faith, optimism, all these different things. You want to keep that in your mindset, and guarantee you you'll rise above any situation that you go through. You just have to look at it as a learning environment, as a learning situation. So let me know what you think, if you've been through anything, and what type of mindset do you have? That's the question. What type of mindset do you have? Are you one that learns? Do you like the process? Do you trust the process? Do you not mind going through that process? Or are you the type of person that always, whenever the going gets tough, you out of there? Like, you know what? This is my sign that I need to get out of here. I need to change up. A lot of people, I've learned that right when you quit is right at the doorway of when you was getting ready to be successful. And so many people just don't push through that. And that's what I did in my personal life. I pushed through it. Normally I would quit. When I was younger, I would quit. If I didn't like the job I was in, I would quit the job. If I didn't like the place I was staying, I would just leave. I wouldn't even care about, leaving my stuff, and I built that habit of doing that. And so, but once I got older and I changed my mindset, I began to stick. And a lot of times I was hearing no for different situations. Whenever I wanted to get credit, or I wanted to get a car or a vehicle, going through that, I was hearing no. But eventually, with that positive mentality, you get those positive ideas. And then guess what? All those no's turn to yeses. Yep, they all turn to yeses. And there'll be yeses in your life too, real soon. But you can't let the pressure of the fail or even society. Just think of how society is trying to mold our lenses right now. It's trying to dictate, how we see, how we view one another, how we interact with one another. That's what society is trying to do now. Make sure your lenses is clean. So when you're viewing the world and people, you view them differently. I realize that each and every individual is walking potential. And I challenge you to see it the same way. Jody said they lying about C19. But you can't worry about that. You can't focus on if the government is lying about this or if they not, because that'll distract you. That'll hold you back. You have to put a plan in place for your life and have that mentality that no matter what, you're going to accomplish this goal, no matter what. And so then sometimes you have to be tunnel vision for that particular goal. Obviously, it's not always good to have tunnel vision, but if you have that mentality that you're going to learn from whatever roadblock or whatever barrier comes your way, then you're going to be successful before you know it. A lot of people get distracted with all this stuff that's going on in the world, vaccinations, being vaxxed, not being vaxxed, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, what's going on here, what's going on there, what Facebook's saying, what YouTube is saying, what Instagram is saying. Those things are distractions. And if you look at it enough, it'll shape your mentality as well. It'll shape it. And you'll be doing things subconsciously that you don't even know about, just based on what you've read and what you've seen. And so that's why you got to be cautious. You got to give yourself the moments where you're focused on what your plan and what your goal is. And I guarantee you, man, your life will turn around. Guarantee you, mine did. I'm telling you, I've been through it. And so I opened up my mind. I was ready. I'm going on my 19th year in my office. 19 years. 19. To me, it's the very definition of getting it out the mud, out of the dirt, right? You just have an idea. You put that idea to place and you work it. You work that thing to the wheels fall off. And that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna be in my office year after year. I'm gonna retire there and I'm gonna have to evolve. And so that's my challenge to you. Change your mindset, right? Don't have a set mindset. Look at problems, roadblocks as learning opportunities. Look at yourself as being a leader, right? What field can you get in that you can lead in? Because obviously we're not basketball players, so if you're looking to be a leader as a basketball player, that might not be your area, right? Or if you I can't play instruments. I don't know. I don't have no, aside from playing music, I don't have no musical talent. I can't sing. I could dance a little bit. I can't play no instruments, right? I can't even write raps. Well, not good. I can write, but not good. So I'm saying, but I was able to achieve a lot as far as I'm concerned, and have an awesome life. I'm blessed and happy. I've been to 3-4 different countries, right? That I paid to go. Nobody paid my way. I paid to go there from my office. I purchased the house, purchased different cars. And so you can do it the same way. You just have to start looking at yourself differently. Jody said, hit a freestyle for us. You want me to hit a freestyle for you? I'm Coach A. This is what I got to say. Change your mindset if you want to make it today. If you don't change your mindset, you're going to fall off. That's my freestyle. So, I'm getting off. Peace. That's the freestyle just for Jody. Exclusive Coach A, I should have put some reverb on that thing. I should have put some reverb on it. Little echo. Oh well, I didn't do it this time. So, but anyway, that's what we're talking about today. That's it. I'm so excited always to get on here and share with you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to my boy Jody, who's always trying to put some comments up there. He done got me to spit some bars today. To Rhea and Jeremy, I appreciate you guys commenting as well. Remember, change your mindset. Very important. If you change your mindset, in order for you to make changes in your life, in order for things to change in your life, you're going to have to change your mindset first. All right. So again, I appreciate you guys. Tell me what you think about the video. Leave a comment. I'm going to put some music up sooner or later. They might, block it or mute it, but I don't care. It's just in me. I love spreading that positive music that I have. So, all right, fellas, I'm out of here. I'm going to go ahead with my outro. I'm going to hit it up, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.